The reason I was super excited to see more of a focus on the alien fighting organization UNIT in the war between the land and the sea is because of the events of the last episode that the show's co-writer Pete McTighe wrote for Doctor Who, Lucky Day. In that episode, UNIT goes up against a conspiracy theorist called Conrad, who accuses the organization of making up the aliens it fights in order to mislead the public. Of course, UNIT isn't fabricating anything, so Conrad is spreading dangerous misinformation. But that episode also shows some concerning behavior from UNIT. They seem to have the authority to arrest people, and at the end of the episode, the organization's leader Kate Stewart unleashes an alien monster on Conrad. Colonel Ibrahim, one of Kate's most trusted officers, even mentions that Geneva will have something to say about her decision to deploy the monster onto a civilian. However, there is no reference to this event in the war between, and if anything, UNIT's behavior just gets more concerning. When Ibrahim is tragically shot and killed, UNIT hunts down the suspect in his murder and executes the supposed gunman with no due process. This is straightforwardly portrayed as business as usual, with no doubts raised as to whether they got the right man, even though there was no trial to determine whether he was innocent or guilty. In episode 4, when Barclay and Salt are on the run, Barclay says of UNIT, "If you disobey the rules, you vanish." This is super concerning, and even though Barclay seems to think Kate will give him a fair shake if he can get in touch with her, I don't think an organization is super ethical if you can only get fair treatment by going directly to the boss. In fact, the only part of UNIT whose morality is interrogated at all is Kate herself. Kate continually pushes herself past the point of exhaustion, and she keeps being dismissive of Ibrahim, who she's secretly dating. Side note, I really don't like that Kate is dating her employee, and the only comment we get about it is UNIT scientific advisor Shirley Ann Bingham telling Kate after Ibrahim's death that everyone knew and was happy for them. They shouldn't be happy for them, they should report Kate to Human Resources. Throughout the show, we see Kate's mental health unraveling, and she makes some pretty dark decisions in the process of trying to keep herself together. For example, when her therapist indicates that Kate might not be fit for duty due to her grief over Ibrahim's death and her general exhaustion, Kate blackmails the therapist into upping her medication dose and letting her stay at work. I really do like the portrayal of Kate's grief, and I think Gemma Redgrave especially excels at showing Kate trying to push on despite her devastation. I am a little disappointed that the war between didn't feature any consequences for Kate sicking the monster on Conrad in Lucky Day. There's no indication that Geneva has investigated her or even given her a slap on the wrist. When a character does bad things, I don't need the show to look me in the eye and go, by the way, this is bad. Like, I'm an adult, I can tell that blackmailing your therapist is unethical. But given that Lucky Day hinted Kate might suffer consequences for her behavior, it's a shame that those consequences apparently never came.